for 5 months. And after 42 games, one will win like Steph Curry, and the other will lose like LeBron James. On Card Sharks! And now, here's your host of Card Sharks for the championship game, Jose Cáceres! What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Season 1 Championship game on Card Sharks here on Sleepy Time Studios. We're so glad to have you here with us once again. And folks, this is it. After tonight, one of these two players will earn the right to be called the Season 1 Champion. So with that being said, let's go ahead and meet our two finalists. And this is a good battle because we've got our top two seeds, and appropriately enough, they are also our two retired champions. So this championship could not have ended any better. First up, we've got our number 1 overall seed back with us once again. He became our first retired champion in the regular season. He took down Lawrence McNeil in the quarterfinals and went on to beat Scott Michaels in the semifinals to get here. He comes in with a season total of $53,250. We welcome back Will Medina.
That is good.
Will, my friend, you have overcome the odds. You have proven to yourself why you are the number 1 seed. You've shut out the competition thus far, but here you are now in the championship game. Do you think the luck of the cards will carry over here to this point and earn you that Season 1 championship title?
I think I said it earlier backstage. It only depends where the cards lie, so we'll just go along and see.
Well, that's really all you can do, and it's worked out in your favor thus far. So I wish you nothing but the best of luck here tonight. And now we welcome in our number 2 overall seed. He took down Aaron Glenn in the quarterfinals and took down Chris Rahaman in a rematch of episode 4 of the regular season to get here. He became our second retired champion in the regular season and has a season total of $24,250 in cash. We welcome back Chris Chambers.
Hello, everybody.
Chris, you've had some very tight battles in the tournament so far, but you have overcome the odds, and here you are now. You're up against your fellow retired champion here. Do you think the luck of the cards will carry over here to the final and hope that you earn the Season 1 title?
I sure hope so, Jose.
Well, as we've seen pretty much throughout the entirety of the entire season, both regular and tournament, it's all going to depend on those cards, and they have proven to be the downfall of certain competitors.
Yes.
But either way, I wish you nothing but the best luck here as well. And with that said, gentlemen, let's get right to it. Now, of course, the main game has not changed at all. We are still going to be playing the same regular game that we have in the regular season and the tournament. The first one of you to win 2 rounds out of 3 will become our Season 1 champion and win $250,000 to add to their season total. But of course, if you're the runner-up, just for making it this far, you will receive $100,000 as the consolation prize for being the runner-up. So either way, 6-digit totals are going to be coming into your season totals very, very soon. Guaranteed. But with that said, Will, as the higher seed of the two of you, you'll be playing the red cards. Chris, you'll be playing the blue. I wish you both nothing but the best of luck as we begin our championship game. The first question of the first round, as always, goes to the red player. So, Will, we're going to start with you. Will, we asked 100 housewives. Do you clean your house? Do you clean house better for your company than you do for your family? How many of those housewives said that they do clean house better for their company than they do for their family?
Angel did that to me. I make sure she gets a mattress so she can stay there. No, I wouldn't do that. Well, I mean, it's a professional job, and you gotta impress your employers, so this is gonna be a mid-number. How about 52?
Alright, he says 52 out of 100 believe that they do clean the house better for their company. Chris, higher or lower than 52?
Hope it's just a little higher.
He says higher than that. Alright, the actual number of housewives who believe that they do clean house better for their company than they do for their family is 42. It is not higher. Alright, so Will, you're going to get control of the cards first. Let's see your opening base card. It's a 6. Would you like to change it?
Oh, gosh. No. We must get rid of the 6.
So you would like to change it?
Yep, get it out.
Alright, changing it. The 6 goes away, and we replace it with an ace!
Yeah, just like I thought. Alright, let's go lower.
Going lower than the ace. It's a king.
One more time, lower.
Lower than the king. It's a 3.
Higher.
Higher than the 3. Oh, no, it's a 2.
Oh.
Ah, of all things, one of 2 cards that could have hurt you.
Ouch.
Unfortunately, Will, that good run of yours unfortunately comes to an end there. You lose all 3 of those cards. But regardless, you still got a good base card to go back to. However, that does mean that Chris gets a free chance to play off his base card of a jack.
Oh, well.
Lower than the jack, it's a 10.
Oh, well.
Going forward, lower than the 10, it's a deuce.
Oil.
Higher than the 2, it's a 9.
Please.
And he is going to freeze it right there, needing only 1 card to pick up the first round of the match. Alright, we go on to our second question of the round, and Chris, this one goes to you. You have got to be kidding me. What kind of a question is this? Alright. Chris, we asked 100 people. Have you ever dreamed you were naked in public? How many of those people had that dream? Or in other words, said yes?
Oh, boy. I would say 35.
35, you said?
45.
45, alright. So he says 45 out of 100 dreamed that they were naked in public. Will, higher or lower than 45?
So I guess this question talks about exhibitionism in the future. Oh, how grand this is. 45%. I don't know. I think that's a little too high. I'm gonna say this is just a little bit lower. I don't know why, but I'm gonna say lower.
He says lower than that. Alright, the actual number of people who have ever dreamed that they were naked in public is...
Sit down.
24, it is lower.
Oh.
Alright, Will, you've got control again, and you have that ace that you could change, but I really doubt you'd want to.
Come on. What dummy gets rid of an ace? Come on now. We're going to keep it. Or there's a lower.
All right, lower than the ace. Oh my goodness!
Ouch.
Oh man!
Oh.
Well, Will, I hate to say this, but if I recall correctly, way back in the season premiere, you actually had this happen to you as well.
No shit.
Will, I'm sorry, you don't make any progress there. And that means Chris gets a free chance to play off that 9.
I am gonna go Kyle.
He's going against the odds to pick up the first game of the match. Higher than the 9? No, it's a 5!
Oh.
Makes a gutsy call, unfortunately does not work, and Chris does not make any progress either. So we are off to a fantastic stop with that round as we go to our third question here. And we are back to Will. Alright, Will, we asked 100 married women. If you had the chance to have a romantic night with anyone on Earth, would it be your husband? How many of those married women said yes, it would be their husband?
Oh, God. These questions are more weary than ever. I mean, if you got married for a reason, I mean, why not have something special? Trying to think of a tentative number that would fit. I'll trap target 50.
He's playing the trap card with going up the middle with 50. Chris, higher or lower than 50?
I said Kyle.
He says higher than that. The actual number of married women who, if they had the chance to have a romantic night with anyone on Earth, it would be their husband, is 69. It is higher.
Oh, great, Mark.
Okay, Chris, you've got control, and you have that 9 that you can change if you would like to.
Yes, please.
Changing it, the 9 goes away, and we replace it with a 7.
Oh boy. Let's go Kyle.
Again, to pick up the first game of the match. Higher than the 7. It's another 7! Are you kidding me? My goodness, that's now the second time someone's been struck by a pair. Unfortunately, nobody makes any unfortunately, you don't make any progress there. And that means Will gets a free chance to play off that ace.
Oh, man. Okay, sorry, I just got a message, so my apologies. I had to look at that for just a second. And yeah, lower.
Come on, it's gotta work out for you this time. Lower than the ace. You have gotta be kidding me! What is going on here?
I'm declaring shenanigans. Everybody get a room.
This is more than shenanigans.
Oh my
this
God. Yeah, this is shitakery on a whole nother level. I can't believe this. It's one thing for an ace to... It's one thing for a pair of aces to come up during a game, but for it to come up twice in a row, that is shitakery and a half right there. Oh my goodness, Will, I'm sorry, you don't make any progress again. And that's gonna put us in a very interesting...
Are you apologizing? Hold on, are you apologizing to me, or is Shane stealing the cards?
I mean, could it be both? Because I'm seriously thinking it may be Seamus after all. But anyways, this still is going to put us in an interesting situation as we go to our fourth and final question of the round. Somebody's got to win on this next play of the cards, and the question goes to Chris. Chris, we asked 100 inmates. Do you think you should have gotten a longer sentence? How many of those inmates said yes? They should have gotten a longer sentence.
It depends what they did. I'm going to say 50, Jose.
Hold on.
Monkey see, monkey do. Chris is now pulling the trap card with 50 going up the middle as well. All right, Will, higher or lower than 50?
Oh, God. I'm going to go higher.
He says higher. All right, for all important control of the cards, the actual number of inmates who think that they should have gotten a longer sentence is 32. It is not higher. All right, Chris, the decision is going to be yours. Now, this is a very interesting situation we're in here. You have a 7 that you can change. You've got to call this one card correctly if you decide to go for it. If you don't, Will takes the first game of the match. But of course, you know you have control. You can force Will to play off the ace. He would need to sweep the entire board. If he makes even one mistake, you pick up the first game of the match. What do you want to do?
I use a lifeline.
We're not playing that game, sir.
Well, you can have it, buddy.
All right, Will. He is giving you control. You're going to have to run through the board. One wrong move, and Chris takes round 1.
Oh, great. If there's another ace, then yeah. Thanks a lot. All right, let's go lower. Hopefully it works this time.
Let's find out. Lower than the ace. This time it works, but it's an 8.
Oh, gosh. Thanks a lot. Let's go higher. I'll go against the odds here. Higher.
Higher than the 8. It's a king.
Wow.
Lower.
Lower than the king. It's another king. Chris takes round 1. Oh my goodness. I think that's now the 3rd time in a row, or 4th time in a row now, where a pair ends up being the downfall of a contestant. In this case, it unfortunately had to happen to Will for unfortunately the 3rd time. And that means Chris takes the first round of the match. If he wins one more, he will be our Season 1 champion. But Will, as we have seen, it's still not over yet. With that said, let's go ahead and get the board ready here for our second round. Alright, second round, of course, same as the first. The only difference is that the blue player gets the first question in this round. So, Chris, we're going to start with you. Alright. Chris, we asked 100 bachelors. Is it important for a bride to be a virgin? How many of those 100 bachelors said yes, it is important for a bride to be a virgin?
Oh, boy. I would say 65. 65.
65 out of 100. He believes 65 out of 100 believe that it's important for a bride to be a virgin. Will, higher or lower than 65?
Sorry, as I'm walking 3 dogs outside, including mine, I barely heard the question. Can I get a repeat?
Of course. All right. So we asked 100 bachelors, is it important for a bride to be a virgin? Chris says 65. Higher or lower?
I'm not even going to go with the religion joke I just had in my mind, so we're going to leave that for another month, but I'm going to go lower.
All right, he says lower than that. The actual number of bachelors who believe that it is important for a bride to be a virgin is 64. It is barely lower.
Wow.
Ah, Chris, you just overshot it by 1 there.
Yes.
But Will, you've got control of the cards first. Let's see your opening base card. It's a queen. Alright, folks, we had a bit of a brief interruption there, but Will did make his call off camera. He said lower. He's keeping it. So we go lower than the queen, and it's a 9.
Alright, freeze.
And he's going to freeze it right there, keeping Chris away from his cards and taking the 1-card advantage. All right. Second question of the round now, and we are over to Will for this one. Will, we asked 100 priests. Speaking of religion, have you ever thought seriously about leaving the priesthood? How many of those 100 priests said yes, they have ever thought seriously about leaving the priesthood?
Can we just abolish all religion? There's already so much hate in this world already.
Well,
so, I mean, can we just cut this shit out for once?
I'm making no comment about that.
Oh, God. I can't believe I'm going to actually do this again. Because religion is a touchy subject to some people here in MVG, so I'm not going to go there. And, yeah, trap card 50. Let's just move along.
He's doing the trap card once again, going 50. Chris, higher or lower than 50?
Well,
You said higher?
oh, I'm gonna say Lowell.
All right, lower, final verdict?
Final verdict.
All right, he says lower. All right, the actual number of priests who have ever thought seriously about leaving the priesthood is 25 of them. It is lower. Yeah, I would figure those priests would be committed once they actually get into the priesthood, but I digress. All right, Chris, you've got control of the cards. Let's see your opening base card. It's a 10. Would you like to change it?
Yes, please.
All right, changing it, the 10 goes away, and we replace it with a 4.
Oil.
Higher than the 4. It's a king.
Lowell.
Lower than the king. It's a jack.
Lowell.
Going on, lower than the jack. It's a deuce.
Oil.
To become the Season 1 champion. Higher than the 2. Are you kidding me? It's another 2! Oh, man. Chris, you had it right there, and then the pair just denied you. You lose all 4 of those cards. You go back to the 4, and Will catches a lucky break. Oh, my goodness. So, Will, you can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief because that now gives you a free chance to play off that 9.
Wow. I thought it was over.
I bet we all did.
Lower.
Lower than the 9. Oh, no, it's a jack! Nobody makes any progress there. Oh, my goodness. Alright, but shake it off, Chris. That's only the second question. And this third one's gonna go to you. Alright, Chris, we asked 100 U.S. congressmen. Do you think it is the federal government's responsibility that all Americans have an acceptable standard of living? How many of those U.S. congressmen said yes, they do think it's the responsibility of the federal government?
Excuse me. 62. 62.
He says 62 out of 100 believe that the congressmen or that the federal government does have the responsibility for that. Will, higher or lower than 62?
Repeat the question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, alright. I'll repeat it once again. We asked 100 U.S. congressmen, do you think it is the federal government's responsibility that all Americans have an acceptable standard of living? How many of those 100 congressmen said yes? Chris said 62. Higher or lower?
Lower.
He says lower than that. Alright. The actual number of U.S. congressmen who do think that it's the federal government's responsibility that all Americans have an acceptable standard of living is 33. It is lower. All right, Will, you've got control of the cards, and you have that 9 that you can change if you would like to.
Yes, tell the nine to take a hike. Change it.
All right, changing it, the 9 goes away, and we replace it with a queen.
Let's go lower.
Lower than the queen, it's a 4.
Higher.
Higher than the 4, it's a 7.
Freeze.
Freezing it right there, and Will only needing 1 more card to tie up the match. And when this now puts us at a very interesting situation once again, as we go to our 4th and final question of the round. We are once again at sudden death. So once again, somebody has to win on this final play of the cards. The question goes to Will. Will, we asked 100 bachelors, would you marry a woman you were in love with, even if she were pregnant with another man's baby? How many of those bachelors said yes, they would still marry her?
There's a bunch of stupid motherfuckers, I'll tell you that. I mean, I love my wife and everything, but to that question, you got to be like the dumbest low of dirt to have an IQ mind to even have that in your mind. But it's 2022, and people still think that way right now. So what? Let's go lower. Let's go probably 45.
45? All right.
Yep.
Well, you got to keep in mind, well, we're in 2023 now. At least when this episode airs. But either way, you still make it. Your point's still valid. All right, Chris, higher or lower than 45?
Oh boy, I'm gonna say Lowell.
He says lower than that. All right, for all important control of the cards, the actual number of bachelors who would marry a woman they were in love with, even if she were pregnant with another man's baby, is 28. It is lower. All right, Chris, once again, the decision is going to fall on you, and the tables have literally turned because now Will is in the situation you were in last round and vice versa. You have a 4. You would need to sweep the entire board to win the championship. If you make one wrong move, we have a tie game. But of course, you can force Will to play off the 7 that he cannot change. He would have to call that one card correctly, and if he doesn't, you're the Season 1 champion. This decision could mean everything for you, Chris. What do you want to do?
Well, have it, my friend.
All right, Will.
You're so generous.
No problem, Will.
All right, Will. Well, this is it. Call this right, we have a tie game. Call it wrong, and Chris becomes the champion of Season 1. What's your call on this 7?
Can I flip a coin and phone a friend? I'd like to phone the boss at MVG. Oh wait, wrong.
We're not playing that game, sir.
Oh.
You know what? If I get this wrong, what a season.
Yes.
Oh man. All right. I'll say higher.
Here we go. To tie up the match and keep his championship hopes alive. Higher than the 7. No, it's a 3. Chris is the Season 1 champion. Chris Chambers, congratulations. With a score of 2-0, you are the Season 1 champion and have just won $250,000.
Wow.
We're going to wrap things up with the both of you in just a moment. But Will, you gave it a valiant effort there, but those pairs, they ended up being your downfall more than Chris's. And
You don't say.
unfortunately, with that last call, you went with the odds, and unfortunately, it still did not work out. But did you still have fun with us throughout this tournament run?
Again, like I said, this is one interesting season.
Yes.
Like I said, it came down to the cards. So all I can say is it's over. Chris, good job, and
Well,
I will be back next season, hopefully.
All right, well, you're definitely not leaving out of here empty-handed by no means. You've got $53,250 that you picked up in the regular season for your retirement total, but since you're the runner-up here on the championship game, we are going to give you an additional $100,000 for making it all the way to the final. So you leave us here on this season of Card Sharks with a final total of $153,250. Enjoy that money, and we thank you for playing this season.
dang well.
Congratulations, Chris. Well done.
Appreciate it.
And all I can say is finally the season's over, damn it.
Yeah, we're about to end things off here momentarily. But Chris, the man of the hour,
You.
the cards worked out in your favor. You shut out the top seed, and you have pulled it off, my friend. You are now the Season 1 champion. So let's go ahead and add everything up. You've just won yourself $250,000 in cash that we're going to add to your $24,250. And when we add it all up, Chris Chambers, you are our champion with a season total of $274,250. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jose. Appreciate it very much.
Chris, my friend, you enjoy that championship, you enjoy that money, and thank you for playing this season as well.
For having me. I had lots of fun.
Alright, but ladies and gentlemen in our audience, give it up one more time for our Season 1 champion, Chris Chambers. Very well deserved. And folks, that is going to wrap things up here for what has been an exciting season of Card Sharks. Thank you to everybody who submitted opening poems for the episodes in the regular season, and I almost forgot to do this at the start of our show, but that opening poem for this championship game actually comes from our friend Russ Bielefeld. So credit goes to him for that final opening poem, because I gotta be honest, I would never have the creativity to make these opening poems. So full credit goes to the authors of the poems we did use. And thank you to everybody who played in the regular season as well. It is because of our contestants and it is because of you watching at home that this series has gone on all the way till the end. But on behalf of everybody here at Sleepy Time Studios and the MVG Networks, my name is Jose Cazares, and we thank you for watching Season 1 of Card Sharks. Until the next series, good night, everybody.